Let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Presiding Chancellor, graduates, guests and members of the university community, good morning and welcome. I am Alex Sabwell, Director of Student Administration. Graduations are one of the university's most important events. This year, the university will hold 48 ceremonies, both here in Sydney and in Shanghai. I would like to introduce you to the official party who are here on stage. Seated at the centre of the stage is Professor Lynn Sinclair, Presiding Chancellor of the university, who will preside over the ceremony today. The Presiding Chancellor is joined today by Professor Prabhu Sivabalan, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Enterprise Learning, Professor Carol Amor, AM, who will deliver the occasional address, Professor Jason Pryor, Professor and Program Lead Graduate Research of the Institute for Sustainable Futures, and Professor James Warman, Dean of the Faculty of Science, who will be presenting graduates. The other people seated on stage are Distinguished Professor Alina Amit, Pro-Vice Chancellor Research, professors, academics and professional staff from faculties and institutes who've played such a great part in the success of today's graduates. I would also like to acknowledge a member of staff graduating today, Donna Lapata. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Professor Lynn Sinclair, Presiding Chancellor, to formally open proceedings.
In the name of the Council, I declare this congregation of the University of Technology Sydney duly assembled. On behalf of the University of Technology Sydney, before we begin proceedings, and on behalf of all those present, I would like to acknowledge and pay respect to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It is upon their ancestral lands that UTS stands. I would also like to pay respect to elders, both past and present, acknowledging them as the traditional custodians of knowledge for this place. In this graduation ceremony, we will celebrate the conferral of awards upon graduates from the Faculty of Science and the Institute for Sustainable Futures. Today's ceremony marks a great achievement for the graduates and recognises the support that they have received from family and friends, many of whom are here today. We warmly welcome you, and together we celebrate the achievements of the graduates. I now invite Professor Jason Pryor, Professor and Programme Lead, Graduate Research of the Institute of Sustainable Futures, to present graduates.
Presiding Chancellor, I invite graduates in the Faculty of Science and Institute for Sustainable Futures to stand. Presiding Chancellor, the UTS Council has resolved that candidates recommended to it by the Faculty of Science and Sustainable Board in Science and Sustainable Futures are eligible for awards, have completed all requirements of a course of study approved by the boards, and has conferred these awards upon them. Presiding Chancellor, I now present those graduates from the Faculty of Science and Institute for Sustainable Futures who are here before you to acknowledge the awards for which they have qualified.
On behalf of the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I congratulate graduates on their achievements in obtaining the awards for which they have qualified.
Graduates, please be seated. Presiding Chancellor, the Institute for Sustainable Futures has a mission to create change towards sustainable futures. The Institute's world-class higher degree research program develops leaders in creating change and tests innovations for adoption by our researchers and partners. The research generated by our postgraduates continues to be crucial to our success. Presiding Chancellor, I present to you graduates receiving research degrees. The following students have graduated with the Doctor of Philosophy. Donna Lapata, for a thesis entitled, How Will Australian Superannuation Portfolios Reach Net Zero? Supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Professor Stuart White and Co-Supervisor Alison Atherton. Presiding Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Donna Lapata. Freya Alexandra Mills, for a thesis entitled Implementation and Monitoring of On-Site Sanitation Systems to Mitigate Public Health Risks in Low and Middle Income Contexts. Supervised by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Professor Juliette Willett and Co-Supervisor Dr. Tim Foster. Presiding Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Freya Alexandra Mills. Presiding Chancellor. This concludes the presentations of graduates for the Institute for Sustainable Futures. I now invite Professor James Warman, Dean of the Faculty of Science, to present graduates.
Presiding Chancellor, research is a defining characteristic of a university. Graduating a fully equipped independent researcher requires nurturing, training and encouragement. Today, we celebrate the achievements of our Faculty of Science research graduates and express our gratitude to their family, friends, supervisors and the community who recognise the importance of research education and the acquisition of knowledge. Presiding Chancellor, I present to you graduates receiving research degrees. The following students have graduated with the Doctor of Philosophy. Amesti Dinara Afrose, for a thesis entitled Targeting Oxidative Stress in Preeclampsia, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Associate Professor Lana McClements and co-supervisors Professor Philip Hansbrough and Dr. Kian Su. Presiding Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Amesti Dinara Afrose. Alexandra Louise Graham-Marnie, for a thesis entitled Pancreatic Transdifferentiation of Liver Cells using a Self-Inactivating Third-Generation Lentiviral Vector for the Type 1 Diabetes Treatment. supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Professor Anne Simpson and Co-Supervisor Associate Professor Najjar Nassif. Presiding Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Alexandra Louise Graham Marnie. Jacqueline Elise Marshall, for a thesis entitled Tuft Cells are Potent Modulators of Inflammatory Responses in the Lung, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Professor Philip Hansbrough and co-supervisors Dr. Eleanor Hortle, Dr. Gang Liu and Dr. Nicole Hansbrough. Presiding Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Jacqueline Elise Marshall. Suganaya Soundararajan, for a thesis entitled Synergistic Susceptibility of Leukemia Cells to Polyphenols and Ascorbic Acid Co-Treatment, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Associate Professor Charles Cranfield and co-supervisors Associate Professor Andrew Kerr and Associate Professor Christine McGrath. Presiding Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Suganaya Soundararajan. Presiding Chancellor, we will now present to you our coursework graduates receiving awards today.
The following students have graduated with a Master of Forensic Science, ANU. Ashima Chanana. Urvija Chelum. Marie Christine Sophia de Vera. Claire Louisa Hadaway. G.N.D. Paktima Poppy Panya. Muskan Punia. Reynold Yesuthason Samuel. Vanshika. Christy Emily Wynn. Master of Medical Biotechnology, Maitri Kalpesh Kumar Bhatt. Mbuse Yamur Bulik. Dexter Robin Openta del Pilar. Emmy Ashma Matthews, Emmy Ashma Matthews. Hengame Fagi Shojai. Anika Humaira. Shanjina Saif Karim. Anup Kumar. Rupali Mehra. Christ Owen. Naveen Kumar Patiban. Harshil Bipin Chandra Patil. Ella Grace Gregory Pearson. MD Mustafizur Rahman. Valentina Rodriguez Cortez. Ayantika Roy. Shambhavi Soni. Ranjana Thapa. Mitra Torabi. Sharika Surat Bushra Uddin. Master of Philosophy in Medical Biotechnology, Tai Kang Hee. Forog Jaferi. Sa Unha. Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering, Siripon Manikob Kulwong. Nisha Wajid. Master of Science in Medical Laboratory Science, Vani Angela. Mikomi Ishika Baroi. Kaveri Chaudhary. Mia Rose Heaney. Aika Tarini Kapsali. Kaylin Reddy. Rifa Rukaya. Graduate Certificate in Business Administration, Master of Sustainable Leadership, Nicole Phelan. Graduate Diploma in Medical Laboratory Science, Shradhaban Vimalbai Chaudhary. Bachelor of Forensic Science Honours with First Class Honours, Laura Rose Shackle. Bachelor of Forensic Science Honours with Second Class Honours Division 1, Miye Marine Asayama. Lara Grace Hillier. Bachelor of Medical Science Honours with First Class Honours, Lily Maria Sinclair Christie. Bachelor of Medical Science Honours with Second Class Honours Division 1, Shreya Jo. Bachelor of Science Honours in Medical Science and Biotechnology with Second Class Honours Division 2, Zena April Clark. Bachelor of Biotechnology, Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Sean Lonstein. Alessia Selena Zuza. Bachelor of Biotechnology, Bachelor of Business with Credit, Sebastian Thomas Defina. Bachelor of Medical Science, Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Lachlan McNamara. Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Science, Bachelor of Business with Credit, Isabel Kami. Bachelor of Science in Medical Science, Bachelor of Business with Credit, Clara Young. Bachelor of Advanced Science in Pharmaceutical Sciences, Lena Alfar. Vivian Deeb. Ali Fanouche. David Goy. Trista Huynh. Anika Kuba. Bachelor of Advanced Science in Pre-Medicine, Rafaela Elizabeth Draculis. Irem Vildan Erbay. Helia Jafari Motlag. Aya Kanj. Kathyayani Madhusha Kura. Yang Ting O. Kamal Safarlani. Annabelle Elizabeth Lola Seville. Angela So. Sui Yan Yuan. Bachelor of Biomedical Science, Chi Kwang Lee. Bachelor of Biotechnology, Kevin Lin. Enrique Ortega. Bachelor of Forensic Science, Paris, Birmingham. Ella Borg. Zheng Chen. Katerina Konstantatos. Jessica Dung. Sarah Jane Hatton. Kasha Lydia Kleiman. Edwin Tek Yen Ko. Genevieve Sarah Levido. Hee-Man Lee. Julia Elizabeth Penisi. Lara Louisa Saad. Clarifa Sansano. Annabelle Claire Stewart. Isabel Suellen Taylor. Rin Watanabe. Sophie Alexandra Wilson. Bachelor of Medical Science, Nicola Helen Markley. Aaron Kothok Sarkar. Bachelor of Medical Science in Medical and Health-Related Sciences, Ryan Ahmed. Teo Beda. Leilani Sky Borgs. Nehalini Devi Chand. Gemma Cohen. Aya El Zahir. Fazana Fazana. Jade Ferreira Voy. Talia Pansavan. Claudia Puskachuk. Olivia May Scahill. Anne Elhayat Wiegand. Rocky Yin. Bachelor of Medical Science in Pathology, Thomas Walsh. Bachelor of Molecular Biotechnology, Tan Bu Han. Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Science, Alexandra Morgan Axt. Candice Wanzi Leung. Deborah Nanhini Mahidan. Serenity Fong. Jovelina Febria Sato. Alicia Rose Sinclair. Michelle Chan. Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology, Jing Rong Fan. Rivka Morris. Jane Shiyu Ngai. Lara Radi. Bachelor of Science in Medical Science, Jani James Amato. Manur Fatima. Shreya Koirala. Rebecca Moore. Arpapat Seritrirat. Lachlan Alexander Walker. Bachelor of Science in Nanotechnology, Diploma in Innovation, Angus Dasman. Master of Medical Biotechnology, Nakul. Master of Medical Science Leadership, Sadekwa Rahman. Bachelor of Medical Science Honours with First Class Honours, Sophia Toa Nguyen.
Presiding Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates.
On behalf of the UTS Council, it is my pleasure and privilege to congratulate our new graduates on attaining their long-awaited degrees. Can you please join me in an enthusiastic and thunderous applause for our graduates? Good effort. Today, we gather to celebrate a significant milestone in the lives of our graduates. It's a day full of pride, of joy, and of reflection. A day to acknowledge the achievements of each and every one of you. You have navigated through challenging academic rigours and shown resilience. Today marks the culmination of years of hard work and dedication. The education you have received here at UTS is of the highest quality, and importantly, today, in this great hall, you have graduated from one of the world's top 100 universities. This is a noteworthy achievement and makes you one of us, a part of UTS's history. As you stand on the threshold of the next stage of your journey, take pride in all you have accomplished. Your university is certainly very proud of you. Your graduation comes at a time when humanity faces several profound global challenges. The erosion of public trust in major institutions, economic anxiety, effects of climate change, the growing polarisation of societies, the tragic human tide of refugees, poverty, inequality, the horrors of war. Now more than ever, we need educated individuals to offer fresh perspectives, innovative solutions. We look to you, our graduates, to lead us, to reshape our future with integrity, reason, humility, and social justice at your core. Use the knowledge and skills you have gained wisely and responsibly to build a prosperous, inclusive, and sustainable society. Employers value UTS graduates for their adaptability, creativity, innovation, and ability to work with others. So you are well equipped to engage with and find solutions to pressing challenges today and into the future. This is the value of a UTS education. You are also graduating at an exciting time. The workplace has become more flexible than ever before. Change is constant. Digital disruption is powerful. New industries based on global data platforms are reshaping how we live, how we work, how we communicate. And artificial intelligence is developing rapidly. I bet no presiding chancellor used ChatGPT to write a graduation speech a few years ago. Whatever career path you choose, your challenge will be to use AI and developing technologies ethically and for good. For all the parents, partners, friends here today, this is an occasion of great pride. You have provided support and encouragement along the way and played a pivotal role in the graduates' success. Graduates, I ask you to please stand, turn and face your family and friends, and take a moment to acknowledge your supporters in another enthusiastic applause. Thank you. That was nearly as good as the family and friends. So graduates, 3 practical tips I'd like to share with you that helped me on my journey. Something for you to consider. First is find your passion. It's okay if you don't have a grand plan right now. Tim Minchin's book, You Don't Have to Have a Dream, suggests that success doesn't require one. I'm not sure I ever had a grand plan, but I urge you at some point to find your passion. Passion is what sets our hearts on fire and gives our lives meaning. Be curious, embrace opportunities, anywhere you find them. Always say yes, worry about how to do it later. So find your passion, pursue it fiercely. That's what I did. Second, cultivate a growth mindset. Believe in your ability to continue to learn and grow. Embrace challenges, persist despite them. You will fail at something, many things we all do. Take the time to reflect on experiences, good and bad, lean into them and fail forward. Use these stepping stones to new opportunities, future success, and remember to share those with others and mentor others and guide them. Finally, be kind and compassionate. Life will present you with highs and lows, many of each. Embrace the journey with a smile and never underestimate the power of humour. Take good care of yourself and all of those around you. Even the smallest acts of kindness and generosity can create ripple effects that spread far and wide. You're now part of the UTS alumni community. Now and into the future, we will all need to adapt to continuously learn new skills. UTS is here to support you throughout your learning journey. Who knows, you might even return to this great hall again in the future. The global UTS alumni community is approximately 287,000 strong. So go network. Stay connected, stay involved. Our alumni office is your lifetime link to UTS. Be proud to be a UTS alumnus. I know I am. That just leaves me to say a final congratulations and very best wishes to all our graduates. May your future be bright, your challenges met with resilience, your successes celebrated with gratitude and humility, and your contributions impactful. Enjoy today's celebration. You have most definitely earned it. Go well and let your light shine bright. Thank you. I will now invite Professor Prabhu Sivabalan, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Enterprise Learning, to introduce the occasional speaker.
Presiding Chancellor, as I introduce the occasional speaker for today, can I also add my congratulations and sincere best wishes to our new graduates. I wish you wonderful careers ahead, filled with success, not just financially, but also in meaning and impact. Our occasional speaker today is Professor Carol Armour, AM. Professor Carol Armour has a PhD in pharmacology, and her work focused on asthma mechanisms and treatment. She has been an NHMRC Fellow and a member of the academic teaching staff of the University of Sydney. She has been a member of the NHMRC Research Committee in charge of training awards, on numerous selection and promotion committees, and was the Pro Vice-Chancellor for Research at the University of Sydney. She was the Executive Director of the Woolcock Institute from 2012 to 2024. She is a Eureka Awards recipient and is a member of the Order of Australia, AM. She is a Professor Emerita at the University of Sydney and Honorary Professor at Macquarie University. It truly gives me great pleasure to invite Professor Carol Armour, AM, to deliver the occasional address.
Presiding Chancellor, Professor Sinclair, Professor Sivabalan, Professor Pryor, Professor Wallman, Ms Sabharwal, Professor Amit, academic staff of UTS, distinguished guests, supporters of the new graduates, and the new graduates. What a proud day it is for you all. So as a scientist, you are so fortunate in that you've been following a path to try and understand why and how things happen. Along the way, you've learned to not accept statements at face value, and in this complex world we live in, you have the gift to sort out fact from fiction and then communicate the difference to others. As I listen to each news day's speculation or fantasy posed as fact, I am grateful for my understanding that allows me to fact check and then call out the fabrication and talk to non-scientists about the dangers of believing fantasy. But as scientists, we need to communicate what we understand. We have a reputation for being boring people in lab coats, often wearing glasses like mine, sat at the back of a laboratory doing experiments that no one will ever understand. Of course, we know this is not true, but we have to get out there and dispel the myth. Sometimes explaining a concept is not conducive to a soundbite, but we should try hard to simplify and communicate effectively. The general public want to hear science explained very clearly, and they're fascinated by it. It's not a hard thing to sell, but we need to sell it well. We can explain our work or report on the latest science with passion. Our scientific training enables us to do this so much better than a non-scientist. Your passion will infect others. Your reliance on evidence will dispute opinions and replace them with facts to inform the decision-making of others. How powerful is that? What about your career choice or pathway now? As you graduate and think about your next move, I think it's important to follow what you enjoy, or, as Professor Sinclair has said, feel passionate about, not what you think will be the most popular or lucrative. As indeed many people later in their careers will tell you, there is no set path laid out for their career, and often the choices were serendipitous. However, what we have to do is make a good job of the choice we make. So what did I do? Just like some of you here today, I was the first member of my family to go to university. I finished school and thought about how I could minimise my time at university by doing the shortest degree possible. At that time, pharmacy was a 3-year degree like science, and I took that option. I told my family, I'll get this degree over and done with, and then I'll leave the university behind. That was the plan. Well, at the end of 3 years, I applied for a job in a hospital, but the manager was on sick leave for 3 months, and my application sat on his desk. What was I going to do now? A friend from school contacted me and said she was going into uni to investigate honours. Did I want to come? So I went to the pharmacology department. It had been my best subject. And I talked to a few supervisors, and I liked the one who did asthma research. So it was the personal link rather than a grand plan of solving disease in a specific area that got me started. Well, 3 months in, I got the letter from the manager to say I had that job. But by that time it was too late. I became fascinated with trying to solve a question with scientific experiments. So I stayed for honours and a PhD, worked overseas briefly, came back to a research position and then an academic job eventually. So the point of this story is that I'd not planned this path, but rather I'd been given an opportunity and I took it. The plan was to leave university as soon as possible, and I spent my whole life working there. So I graduated with a certain level of knowledge and I thought I knew a lot. Well, looking back, that knowledge is so outdated, but the ability to search out the why and the how has enabled the rest of my life. I worked in asthma research for so many years and I was regularly asked, have you solved it yet? Well, I and so many others haven't, but we have a clearer picture or know more parts of the asthma puzzle. To illustrate this very briefly, here's a quick summary of the research and what has changed in my field over the course of my career. So asthma was traditionally treated with an adrenaline injection or a substance called isoprenaline, which went under the tongue. And it not only relaxed the airways and gave relief, but it made the heartbeat faster, which was really, really unpleasant. So in the 1970s, antihistamines were developed and tested for asthma medication. They didn't work. A substance which relaxed the asthmatic airways rather than making the heartbeat faster was developed, salbutamol. In the 1980s, house dust mite was believed to be the major cause of asthma symptoms, especially in Australia, where we have astronomical levels of house dust mite. Anti-allergy medications were developed and tested, and the therapy recommendations were now for this drug, salbutamol, to be given very regularly, about 4 times daily. In the 1990s, interleukins, or proteins that act as messengers between cells, were discovered. Perhaps they could be important in the lung. So this is the 1990s, and anti-interleukin 5 treatment for asthma was finally introduced in 2015. We started to delay introduction of allergenic food in babies to limit their asthmatic development, and the regular use of salbutamol might not be so good for people, and maybe we should use corticosteroids to control inflammation. Between 2000 and 2010, asthma might actually be a group of diseases. Exposure to animals or allergens early in life might actually be protective, not actually dangerous. And therapy, we put all the drugs that were needed in one inhaler to make it useful for the patient. Between 2010 and 2020, the so-called biologics were developed, and they're the antibodies to those interleukins which were discovered way back. And those anti-interleukins block messages of inflammation. So now, early rather than late introduction of allergenic foods like egg and peanut in babies is associated with a lower risk of developing allergy and asthma. For therapy, there are at least 7 antibodies to interleukins regularly used in asthma therapy, but many more investigationally and in many other inflammatory diseases. For some people, but not all, these drugs can cure their asthma. All of these new drugs were based on basic science, investigation of mechanisms. So we can see some parts of the puzzle very clearly, but not the whole asthma puzzle. So what? So I've been part of the puzzle of asthma for nearly 50 years. There's been a lot of change, and what I took away from my university degree was not all the knowledge I would need for the next 50 years. But what I took away from university was a passion for science and scientific investigation, which has enabled me to contribute very small pieces to the asthma puzzle. What a thrill that has been. Whatever you do in future, your scientific training is a gift to use for the benefit of yourself and others. Thank you. Presiding Chancellor.
I would like to sincerely thank our occasional speaker, Professor Carol Armour AM, for the occasional address on this important day for you as UTS graduates. You will see from Professor Armour's wonderful speech today that truly it is critical that we follow what we enjoy and are passionate in, that we change perceptions and opinions through facts, and in this way can literally change the world for the better. And finally, that your path will not always be planned, but opportunities will arise, and by always asking how and why, we will be better guided through our lives. Again, let's put our hands together for Professor Carol Armour. So in conclusion, let me say our best wishes and the pride of the university go with each and every UTS graduate. Congratulations again, and have a wonderful day ahead.
Presiding Chancellor, guests and graduates, the occasional address concludes the formal proceedings of this ceremony. On behalf of the Presiding Chancellor, I invite you to join the official party for refreshments. These will be served in the Great Hall foyer and in the balcony room adjoining the hall. The photography and framing and memorabilia services are located on level 4, one floor below us. The academic procession is about to leave the Great Hall. As it does, I invite our new graduates to join the procession, which will end in the balcony room. Guests should please remain at their seats until the procession and all graduates have exited the Great Hall. Guests will then exit via the yellow doors as assisted by staff. Would the congregation please rise for the academic procession?